Functional English is often an important component of many academic and professional educational programs. In today's presentation, we will have an introduction to the concept of functional English. So, first, what is functional English? Well, English language used in a functional sense is called functional English. What is functional sense? Or the use of English in its functional sense, it actually is focused on the communicational use of English. And as we know that communication happens through listening in the form of listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So, we can then say that the focus of functional English basically is on the practical use of English language, and this is generally the case in our routine life, in our professional lives as well. So the use of English in a practical sense in our routine life or in our professional life or in our academic life, you can say, would be considered as the functional use of English or functional English. Now, what are the prerequisites of functional English? In other words, when will our English be considered as functional, or what are the conditions in which English can actually work functionally? So the first thing is that we need to have good vocabulary. The use of proper words and adequate words in our communication, whether it's oral communication or whether it's written communication, we need for that we need to have good knowledge of the words that we use inside our sentences and paragraphs and essays and letters, etc. So good vocabulary is an important prerequisite for our English to become functional. Then adequate knowledge of grammar and structure. That is quite important. You might have a very good vocabulary, but if you do not have proper knowledge of grammar and structure, in other words, how to present our words properly and meaningfully, for that we need the knowledge of grammar and structure. This also includes the knowledge of the various parts of speech that we use in while we are talking or while we are writing or while we are even listening or speaking. So these parts of speech, also we need to have proper knowledge of the punctuation, the intonation, and the pronunciation of words in order to make our English functional and to make it effective in terms of enabling us to communicate properly. Then the use of tenses is quite important. So as we know that that our talk or our presentation in any other form, such as in written form or in writing form, we need to present it in terms of having a sense of time, the past tense or the future tense or the present tense. So the knowledge of tenses is very important in making us able to make use of English functionally. Good comprehension skills are also very important in order to have good communication, or in other words, in order to make use of English functionally. So these are the prerequisites. The last part of this presentation is how can we actually make our English functional. In many cases, people have studied about English, and this is generally the case in many ESL contexts, where students have actually studied English as a subject for many years at the school level and at the college level and even at the university level. And despite that, they are unable to use English functionally. That is, to write well, to speak well, to listen with understanding. And the main reason is that because their English is actually not in their expertise in English is not in a functional sense. So what we need to do in order to build our English as functional English, we need these things. The first thing is that we need to build our vocabulary. And the second thing is that we need to learn grammar and structure. The third one is that we need to polish the four skills and the four skills of listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And this can actually happen through the use of intensive and extensive use of basically of the English language. So here are certain strategies that we can adopt in order to develop our English in a functional sense, in order to enable us to be able to do good communication in English. So the first one is regular listening to good quality English. This is very important. That will help us in developing our listening skills. So we need to identify good sources of good quality English and to listen to those, such as maybe you can watch English news on a good TV channel or radio station. And similarly, watching movies and documentaries where English has been used, watching maybe lectures in certain universities or colleges, and listening to words with attention. This will improve our listening skills. Similarly, maybe listening to or talking to native speakers or speakers of in the ESL context, but with good pronunciation and clear speaking skills and with good vocabularies and expertise, that can help us in developing the listening skills. Speaking and practicing English. Again, as I keep on telling my students that language learning in a practical sense is a kind of art. Any art that you want to learn, you can learn best by practicing. So speaking or practicing of the speaking is something that is very important. You need to regularly practice speaking. So you can get into some dialogues with your teachers or dialogues with some native speakers or dialogues with experts who have expertise in spoken English. That is something that will help you a lot in learning the speaking skills. Similarly, making speeches, participation in co-curricular activities where there is use of good quality spoken English is something that will help. Again, listening helps in the process of speaking as well. So if you are listening to good quality English, that will help your speaking practice as well. Reading of good quality sources where English is functionally used. Again, for example, reading good quality, high quality English language newspapers, good quality novels, and similarly good quality books of where there is academic English is used in its academic sense, published generally by good quality publishers, world renowned publishers, is something that will help you in improving your reading in a functional sense. And writing, you might enhance aid to your writing skills by actually writing. So again, writing is something like an art. So the grammar of language is you can say the science of language, but the practice of English. Practice in the form of listening, practice in the form of speaking, practice in the form of reading, and practice of writing. Writing essays, letters, your reflections, writing stories based on your observations. So free writing, any sort of writing, is something that will help you in developing your writing skills. You can enhance your writing skills also by getting feedback or peer review on your writing in English. So these are some of the strategies that you can develop that can help you in developing your functional English or your English in a functional sense. So to summarize, functional English is actually refers to English that we use in a functional sense, or in other words, in a practical sense, generally in our daily routine life or in our professional lives. And functional English actually means that our English will be functional when we have good vocabulary, when we have good knowledge of the grammar and structure, when we are good at the 4 skills of reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Thank you very much for your time. Take care. Bye.